Now, let's see. Where were we? Ah, yes. That's right. After arriving on the island of Kobaris, our hero's time together was cut short as Glimki, drawn out of his sleeping dome in the middle of the night by a floral humanoid, soon found himself captured by the island's leader, Zhao. Clay and Faunalyn went searching for their friend, aided by Zhao's adopted son Peter, and together they traveled deep beneath the surface of the island, bypassing numerous obstacles and puzzles and a man living in a mud puddle named Johnsen, until they eventually reached a vast cylindrical chamber known as the Reformation Room, where Glimki was being, shall we say, reprogrammed. Before they could free their friend, a familiar southern drawl spoke out to them from the shadows, as Zhao appeared before them and revealed himself to be a dragon. He offered to let the party go, but only after they had proven their collective knowledge of a round world and subjected them to a round of trivia. Some of them got their answers correct, but others either chose to moralize or simply forgot that the world was round, and as a result, they were forced to fight an animated statue of Zhao. The battle went back and forth for a time until Peter attempted to pacify his father by telling him that he was also a dragon. And while it didn't exactly work, he was eventually able to get Zhao to stop fighting, and the statue was destroyed. Apologies were made, and the party was flown back to the Zhao Learning Center by the man, or shall I say dragon, himself. Once they arrived, Zhao came out to the attendees and told them that he would be leaving with Peter, but gave permission to everyone who wanted to stay. Our heroes spent the next few days getting ready to depart, and in this time, Glimki conducted research into the petal person whom he had spoken with. From this research, he deduced that the petals were that of a plumeria flower, and thus the entity was most likely from Meikle, the next nearest island in the Anchor's chain. At last it was time to go, and as our heroes once again climbed aboard Zhao back and departed from Meikle, they expected to find a tropical paradise, but were shocked to discover it had been ravaged by industrialism.
You already said all that.
Yes, but it was so sad, wasn't it, Club? Oh, it was supposed to be so beautiful, and now it's... Anyway, on with the story. Come gather round, travelers, and sit on the stoop. We'll tell you a story about Bod Soup. 3 lovable scamps in our traveling troupe. We'll tell you a story about Bod Soup. La da dee da 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 dee dee da, la da dee da la 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 la. Wow, I sure could use some coffee from Luke's Diner here in Stars Hollow, USA, America. I hope I see 3 of my dearest friends from Stars Hollow, USA, America in Luke's Diner for coffee. Oh, what's that? It's Lorelai Gilmore. Get out of the way, Lorelai, because I want to talk to Prima.
Is this a Gilmore Girls reference? I've
Yes.
never watched the show, so I was so confused.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hi, I'm Prima, and I play Clay Campbell.
Amazing. And what's your favorite thing about Stars Hollow, USA, America?
I think a better question is if you were a zany side character living in Stars Hollow, USA, America on the hit show Gilmore Girls, what would your kooky job be?
Barista, I guess. Making coffee.
That means you have to work for Luke.
Yeah.
And Luke is pretty curmudgeonly.
He's pretty curmudgeonly.
But that's fine, because over there eating a piece of stinky pie, it's Jordan.
Hey, I'm Jordan. I play Glimki Treefellow, and I also have not seen the show Gilmore Girls.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Jordan, if you were dating Lorelai Gilmore, what arbitrary reason would she use to break up with you?
That's such a good question. And I didn't know that was a character trait from the show.
It is.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that I'm too short.
Interesting. Most common answer is proposed, but too short could work.
Proposed is big, yeah.
Yeah, if you propose to Lorelai Gilmore, your ass is getting dumped within 2 episodes.
How many people have proposed to Lorelai Gilmore?
At least 3,
At least one a season. Yeah, I want to say
How
one.
many
seasons are there?
7?
There's 7 seasons. Okay, there's Max Medina. There's
Mhm.
Chris, which is Rory's dad. There's Luke, obviously.
And she also proposes to Luke, which is different, but worth
She
noting.
also proposes to Luke, which is different. There's that guy she dates who's rich and is really forgettable. I'm pretty sure he talks about getting married and moving in.
And I think Obama is mentioned in the last episode, but that might have been why
Obama proposes
Rory was going on tour or something.
That might have been for a different reason, but his name definitely came up.
Wait, Gilmore Girls crosses over with Obama?
Yeah, in the final season, Obama's on the
Obama
campaign trail, and
administration.
Rory graduates from Princeton, Yale, famously Yale.
Yale,
And-
you fake fan.
She goes for journalism, and then she gets a job following him around the country on the campaign trail.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what's that over there, eating spaghetti off the floor? It's Shannon.
Why am I eating spaghetti off the floor? Did Luke make me do that?
He's begging you not to.
Okay, well, my zany side job as a fun, kooky character on the Gilmore Girls would be as Emily Gilmore's maid for 1 week.
Wow.
And I get
That's cool.
fired because I put the forks in the drawer upside down.
And do you mind telling me what your name is and who you play?
There's so much spaghetti in my mouth. I can't even talk. I can't even think. My name is Shannon Beverly Meikle, and I play Faunalyn Vaydark.
Christian name, wow.
Faunalyn Eugene Vaydark.
Wow, is that canon?
It is.
Sure is now.
Wow, this has been. I'm Zach. Hi, hi. I'm Zach. Hi, and I'm Team Jess, and I know I'm the problem. And welcome back to Bard Soup. This has been our least productive and least comprehensible intro, at nearly 5 minutes long. Cutting it down to something usable is going to be a nightmare, but we're not going to worry about that.
It.
Nope, it's soupin' time. We join our heroes late at night, standing in a courtyard. Jar Arth and Peter have just flown away onto adventures unknown and likely unseen by this show. And you look around and you see a few things. First off, you notice that the ground that you stand upon seems to be a tiled pattern. It's black and white with almost like a star shape repeating throughout this courtyard. At many places, the tile is cracked and uneven, and weeds and dark grass grow up beneath or between the tiles. There are numerous trees that are not quite rotten, but look very gnarled and withered. There are numerous streets branching off from this courtyard in all directions. And at the center of it is a bronze statue that appears to be missing its head.
Can I take a closer look at the statue?
Yeah.
Is there like a plaque?
Yeah. What's the friggin' deal?
You walk over, and with each step, little puffs of ash kick up around your feet. It's raining ash from the sky, kind of getting in your hair, and your wig is almost like doubling in size as it stacks up upon your head. And you go stand in front of the statue. It is, like I said, it is a bronze statue, appears to depict a woman. The individual holds a palette in one hand and a paintbrush in the other. The head is missing, as I said. It does not appear to be in the courtyard at all, and as you look a little closer, it appears that it was knocked off in some capacity. Yeah, like it was wrenched free, if you will. There's like jagged metal at the top of the statue where the head would connect. And in bright red letters painted across the chest of this individual, it says traitor.
Okay.
Ooh.
my powerful perceptive skills are telling me that something has gone horribly awry here. Usually with this kind of rogue industrialism, in my experience, we're dealing with some corporate-inspired, typically male jagweed with delusions of financial grandeur. I would like to speak to whoever has declared themselves in charge of industry here and have words with them about responsible governance, because this is disgusting. I hate this. I hate it here.
Mm-hmm.
Glimki, you can't be happy. I mean, all the trees are gross. Those could all be gods or something.
Not really how it works, but agreed. This is horrible.
Maybe how many gods have you met in a tree?
2.
Yeah. How many times have you climbed a tree recently?
It's been a while.
It's about 2, isn't it? It's about 2 times. You're batting 100% on trees.
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way. Are you sure we're on the right island? I mean, everything in the book says this is supposed to be some beautiful paradise.
Does the book say who this statue is supposed to be of?
Let's see. Can I flip through my book?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
9.
With a 9, it takes you a couple minutes of flipping through the section on Mengen, but you come across an entry for a location known as Podera Square. And it informs you that there was an Apaxian architect, Apax being a country back on the mainland, sort of west or clockwise from where Erdenine is. There was an Apaxian architect named Vernon Podera, and he was one of the early architects of Onkiel, of this city. And Apax is known for its tapestries and textiles, and he had a vision to basically quarter up the town or divide up the town with patches of tile so that each neighborhood or district or region of the city would have a continuous but unique pattern on the ground, almost like a giant quilt that makes up the entire city. And this was the starting point of that. And the entry goes on to say that when the writer Vera Loneberry was here, this place was full of artists displaying their works and selling paintings and carvings and statues. And kind of just at the end, not really a focal point of the entry, probably because at that time that this was written, it was not important and the statue itself was not defaced, but it is mentioned that there is a statue of the island's governor, Phaedra Famata, at the center of it all.
Sorry, what? One more time?
Phaedra Famata.
Phaedra
And who is she?
Famata.
The island's governor.
Okay. To the governor. I was wrong about the man thing. That's on me. Usually, corporate megalomaniacs have a certain machismo. But good for her for breaking the glass ceiling. Not the point. We're gonna go talk to the governor. Also, where are all the people?
Didn't we see some people lingering?
There's one drunk guy sleeping on a doorstep after Jar-Arith breathed his sleeping gas upon him. But as you say that, you hear multiple sets of footsteps running down one of these side streets towards you. And a second later, 4 dwarves in matching uniforms step out, and one of them points a thick, stubby hand. He's got very tight-shaved hair and a close-cropped beard. He looks to be somewhere middle-aged by dwarven standards, probably a couple of 100 years old. And he says, "Oi, you lot, you seen a dragon round here?"
Briefly, but it flew away.
What it want?
Nothing. I think he's just stopped in for a look, but it doesn't seem like there's much to see.
Yeah, this place sucks ass. It's terrible. What happened? Was it always like this? Was it propaganda that made it sound so nice? Or is someone doing a very bad job of running the place?
Where's all this ash coming from?
It's so much ash. What are you burning?
All right, so you're asking a lot of questions. First off, nothing's wrong with the island. Second off, the ash is from the mine, Cheria mine, to be specific. And step 3, better watch who you insult. The Korak Mining Company is taking very good care of this island, and we won't stand any talk to the contrary. I don't think I've seen you folks around before.
Yeah, that makes sense. We just arrived like 25 seconds ago.
I quietly say to my companions, I'm going to take a big swing. Work with me here. Yes, we're auditors sent on behalf of the king. King of Ofani. You see, he's interested in making some trade negotiations, but certain aspects of business practice are very important to him. So we are going to be taking some notes, walking through, asking a lot of pointed questions, and developing a report. So you're going to want to take us to the mining people immediately, because we will be making notes on your timeliness also. And I pull out a parchment, and I snap my fingers at Glimki. Quill, this is my assistant. Quill,
Glimki pats himself down for a quill and hands one over.
Faunalyn writes, these dudes are, just the letter R, ugly, and underlines the word ugly 4 times, and then rolls it back up like she's written something important. So, hop, let's go.
Pardon, the king of whom?
The king of a place that's in a different campaign that I am in also is what I said, but what I meant to say was king of the Trident, king of Erdenine.
Right.
King Galtries. I work for many kingdoms.
Uh-huh. And might I ask your name, representative of many kingdoms?
Yes, my name is Professor Eugene Fitzclay. Fitzclay.
Well, Professor Eugene Fitzclay also Fitzclay.
Please, Professor Eugene Fitzclay also Fitzclay was my father. You can call me Professor. This is my colleague, Doctor, and I look at Clay.
Dr. Flora Fauna.
Yeah, and the other companion's name is Quill. Got it.
PhD!
Sorry, Dr. Quill. Give me a deception roll.
Just a flat deception roll.
Shockingly.
You're being very generous.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that should be like roll 7 and take the worst. Roll 20 and take the worst. Ooh. It's a 17!
All right, professors. Well,
It's doctor, actually.
apologies, Dr. Flora, was it?
Dr. Professor to you.
All right, listen up, Chucklefox. You are welcome to do whatever surveys and research you care to do, but Mr. Strigamole will not be woken in the middle of the night for an unscheduled appointment. If you wish to see him, you may come to Korak Mining Company HQ in the morning and attempt to make an appointment at that time. But we will not be waking him for you.
Elbow Glimki and say, Mr. Strigamon. Mm-hmm.
Strigamole.
Strigamole. Yes.
Strigamole?
Strigamole.
Buntar Strigamole, to be
Strigamole.
precise.
Buntar. Buntar.
Buntar Strigamorol.
Oh, that's an unfortunate name. I see why he behaves the way he does. Okay, take us to our accommodations.
What?
Where are you staying? I don't like your tone, but where are you staying?
Well, I assume as delegates of the king will be, put up in accommodations. This is very beyond the pale.
As delegates of whatever king that has no jurisdiction on our island, you are welcome to find accommodations at the Green Sapphire, or I'm sure you could find accommodations at one of the hovels on this side of the river.
Oh, there's like a rich neighborhood, poor neighborhood thing going on now.
Oh, wait, who are these guys? What do these guys do? You work for the mine?
Yes, we are security for the Korak Mining Company. We are...
And you're all the way out here in this town square?
He taps his chest and you see that each of them has a matching little insignia. It looks to be, it's like a circle with 2 crescent slivers on either side and then a large red M in the middle. And if you kind of squint, you're like, I guess those crescents could be seen as C's maybe for Korak and company, but he taps his insignia and says, that's right. The Korak Mining Company has significant financial holdings in Onkil and have also been assigned or acquired a contract to run security in the town.
Okay, well, what happened to all the art and the beautiful vistas and the views? It says here in my book this whole place is supposed to be some beautiful paradise, and you're saying nothing's wrong with the island. Well, look around. And Glimki tries to kick away some of the ash on the tiles to, show the color underneath. Where is it all?
You sound like one of those bleeding heart artists. Not a professor looking for a mining contract, but I think there's beauty in industry and making money. And right now the island is providing both in spades. If you're looking to stay at the Green Sapphire, it's over the bridge, one of the larger buildings. You can't miss it. Otherwise, stay safe. And the four of them turn around and walk down one of the side streets out of the courtyard.
Okay, I hate everything that's happening here.
Yeah.
I want to fix this place and bring a bunch of people to justice and then plant a bunch of, well, not plant myself, but watch you guys plant a bunch of trees.
I'm glad you feel disgusted.
Yeah, no, this is, this is such an, you
Yeah.
guys know, I'm from the most beautiful forest on this flat world. And I have strong feelings about responsible
Debatable.
governance.
Debatable.
Does Dwells have a forest? I've been imagining a flat grassland with one singular tree.
Debatable. I'm a Treefellow. I live in trees. So.
Oh my god! We both live in trees. That's so fun. How did we not notice that before?
Well, I mean, someone must have not been listening. I say my name at the start of every session. I mean,
my name is Vaydark. Sometimes we turn the lights on, you know? Not everything is hyper literal, doctor.
True.
I'm just surprised we have something in common. Wow.
Well, I hate to just pick up some other random side quest while we're here, but this feels like we need to at least figure out what the hell is going on. This is a mess.
Let's fix this. That's what I'm saying. I'm not leaving here until I mythically talk someone's ear off about the obligations and duties that you have as a person in a position of power over the plebeians. You can't treat the plebeians this way. It's disgusting. So, sorry about the audit ruse. You both should read a lot of books tonight because you're the academic kind of doctor.
Yeah. We can figure that out later.
But what kind of academic doctor? What do we study?
I don't know. What do you want to study?
Art.
Ooh, that's nice.
Visual arts.
Grounded in reality.
Well, I wonder what they're mining that is creating so much ash. And it must have been over a short period.
It must be worth a lot of money. Can Glimki keep trying to chip away at this ash until he sees some of this color? Can we see?
Yeah, it is. This courtyard appears to be black and white. The tile underneath is black and white, so it's a little hard to make out in the dark and then with the ash mixed in. But it is sort of this simple black and white star pattern that kind of just sweeps over this entirety of this courtyard, and it looks cool. I mean, the bits you can see, it's a very pretty thing, but like I said, a lot of the tiles are cracked and uneven for whatever reason, and you can imagine this place when it was fresh and maintained, and you imagine it looked very interesting, and it now does not.
And would imagine just stretching his imagination here, would this district, the houses and the buildings, all would have been on this color scheme for this area?
You look around, and the buildings, a lot of them have peeling paint and have a buildup of grime on the windows and the walls. You see splashes of color, but you also see star shapes similar to that of the tile painted on many of the walls, and get the sense that maybe the color scheme wasn't the most important thing, but there was, it seems like different people had their own take on the theme, if you will. And so there's variation on how it's been conducted or carried out in these houses, applied to these houses, but it does seem like the residents of this area did try and abide by the theme.
Well, gang, I guess, should we try to find this green emerald, or maybe just stay on this side of the river?
This side of the river sucks. I want to go to the other side of the river.
Okay.
I mean, if on principle, if you want to squat here, breathing in whatever the hell they're ejecting into the air, I'm willing to do that for a fellow tree dweller. But I would really rather go somewhere with people and maybe, I don't know,
sure,
a fire.
No, it's worth a look. Hopefully this whole island isn't caked in this stuff. I mean, yeah, everybody get some extra fabric pulled up around your mouth, because this is probably going to come back to haunt us in a couple of years.
Oh god, I have such a long life. If I get coal lung when I'm in the elf equivalent of my 20s and I just have to hack my way through my Middle Ages, that would be awful.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it's doing to the people who live here.
Yes.
Is there any other like vandalism on the walls, or is it just grime? Because there was like the red paint over the statue. Is there any other like words like that?
No, it is just the statue. Everything else, it seems like there's a buildup of grime. And you see like there's some houses like it's not giving like abandoned, but it's giving like there's just so much dirt that there's only so much the average person can do to keep things clean. So you notice that like some steps are swept clear, even though like ash is slowly like building back up, and some of the windows are somewhat clean. But the statue is the only thing that has overt vandalism.
Well, I guess I wonder what this Buntar Strigamol has on Phaedra that she would have sold out this whole island to some giant mining corporation. Something happened here.
I agree. Let's approach this with delusional confidence and like fix this entire island.
I really wish I could just get on board with that, but I'm trying really hard to just put aside the fact that every time we go try to fix something, we end up somehow making things worse. Did we count fixing the round earth thing? Because that feels like they just got re-emboldened somehow.
We literally reunited a father and son. I will admit, Patrick Fasthands, we tried to find him and he was slaughtered, so that wasn't great.
Yeah, and then we went to a ball and the house burned down.
Shit. Yeah.
We still haven't found the princess, and that was why we started this whole thing. I don't mean to derail the whole saving this island thing, because, out of all the things that we've come across so far, I really want to make this one work. And if it ends with us just being chased off on the back of a dragon or on a boat that is for round earther cults, I don't know.
I mean, as a group, not to give a motivational speech, but I guess that's what's happening. As a group, we have, killed an evil entity, collapsed an entire noble family that was gross and weird. We've done other things too, probably. We fought a freaking dragon. That was cool. Another dragon we befriended and bested. We rescued a man from a dragon's lair. We do cool shit. We're competent.
Yeah, that's true.
So be confident, and when you're not confident, be delusional.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's go save this island from the evil Korak Mining Company and bring Buntar Strigamol to justice, and in the meantime, perhaps release Phaedra from whatever blackmail bullshit that they have hanging over her head. Or, you know what? Maybe blackmail's not in it and it's entirely up to money. Either way, we got this.
We're gonna find out. Yeah, and then we're gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Now, Clay, you say something inspirational.
I don't know if it's inspirational, but I
then
do.
Don't say it. Off to the
Okay, let's go.
Well, in that case, I ask you, where do you go? Where are you headed?
To the Green Sapphire District.
Green Sapphire?
Right?
Yeah.
The Sapphire?
Oh, really quick. I'm sorry. Really, really quick. You said the drunk man was stirring?
No.
Oh.
He
He's
did
asleep?
stir, and then he got knocked out by Jar Arith's sleeping gas.
Okay, wait here. Wait, guys, wait here. 1 second. I'm going to hustle my little butt over to the drunk man, and I'm going to, kick the chair that he's sitting on and pull out 3 gold pieces. Does he wake?
Do you have 3 gold pieces?
Assuredly, I have 3 gold pieces. Three gold pieces? Joke's on you, I have 61 gold pieces.
Wow, yeah, that's actually infinitely more money than I thought you had. I was actually kind of
Yeah, I know, me too.
worried about your
How do
financial.
I have 0 monies.
I have 34 gold. Nice. Okay.
How's
I'm
Glimki
rich.
broke?
How am I the richest? Okay, not to worry. I pull out 3 gold pieces, and I kick his chair, and I wake him up.
Dragon!
Hello, sir. Yes, there was a dragon. This money is yours if you can give me a 30-second rundown, make it 60-second rundown, explaining how this place went from a good place to a terrible place. Your time starts now.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah. Dwarves? The dwarves.
Keep talking. Your time is not up.
Oh, they came to the island and they opened a mine. That's about it.
What do they mine?
I don't know. Do I look like a dwarf to you?
What happened to the architect?
What architect?
Phaedra Fumato.
She's not an architect. She's the governor, stupid.
What happened to the governor?
I don't know. She sold us out. Lives in her mansion. Comes out a couple times a year. We yell at her. She goes back to her mansion.
How long has it been like this?
Yeah, when did the dwarves first come?
20-ish years ago, maybe.
20 years? It's been like this here?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like this overnight, but, it's been getting worse.
What are they mining in the mines?
His eyes drift over to the 3 gold pieces in Faunalyn's hand.
Fuck, unfortunately, the time is up. You may no longer speak. And I hand over the 3 gold pieces.
Thank you. I'm not a dwarf. I don't work in the mines. I think they mine everything, though. I think it's like magic or some bullshit.
It's a magic mine?
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know much about mines, but I think normally it's like, oh, this is a copper mine, or this is an iron mine, or this is a a wine mine. And he starts looking at the 3 gold pieces in his hand and staggers up to his feet and lurches off into the night without finishing that thought.
Okay, that was useful.
20 years?
Glimki, you pull out your travel guide and you realize it is actually pretty damn old.
God damn.
Like, it is an old edition from like 25 years ago. And I think that also tells you that, damn, Jararth was doing his thing for a while, huh?
Yeah. And he has, 50 members? Fucking loser.
How old is Devika Shea, the head of the Artists Guild?
She is in her early 50s.
Okay, and then I asked her about this island just before we left Erdenine to see if she knew anyone here.
Mm-hmm.
And she mentioned a friend or an ex-friend.
Baina Tarosi.
That's also an artist who lives here. But I guess I don't know how long ago they parted ways. Yeah, it's just weird that there's been no news about the state of things here in Erdenine. If this is a popular or was a popular vacation tourist spot.
Yeah, that is weird.
I would hop in and say this place less of a tourist spot, more of a like a place for artists was the primary thing. I think if you look at the other islands, there are other ones that had more broad appeal, such as Ila Tenokar for those who want to see dinosaurs, or Bogatir for those who want to stay at vacation resorts.
Then it's weird that as the leader of an artist guild, that Devika Shea didn't know about the state of things here for such a big hub for artists. Maybe the mining company is bigger than we thought if they're keeping things quiet.
Really quick, how do you guys feel about assassination?
Whoa.
Are
you talking about Buntar Strigamol? Or
I'm not
Phaedra?
planning anything. I'm not planning anything. I'm just curious, like, if it comes down to it, are you guys willing to, poison a chalice?
I mean, they've been doing this for 20 years. I don't feel like, I don't know, it just makes me feel like this might be one of those cases of a Hydra situation where you cut one head off and 2 more pop up.
Okay, while we walk to this better place, let me tell you a story. So you guys know I'm not really Faunalyn Vaydark, because who I actually am is Ferida Thrillwyn of the Thrillwyn family. The Thrillwyn family ancestors were, because we kind of married in, but the point is that my lineage were the rulers of the soaring barony of Omanias for thousands of years. A lot longer than 20. 20 is a shoddy run. And we were deposed from our lands. And how that was accomplished, in my view, was a systematic undermining of our authority in the eyes of the people and the people who were in place to uphold our power. Because the thing about power is that it's an illusion. It's an illusion that's maintained both by sort of collusion and by, adoration, right? Because there are those who follow your power, and then there are those who, at the same level, respect it and verify it. All of this is relevant because what I'm saying is my family were systematically undermined at both levels through a campaign to tarnish our reputation, which affected both our lateral and vertical credibility. And then, following that systematic undermining of our reputation, there was a deliberate and strategic strike against our, holdings, our properties, and all of that, kind of played on the political undermining, which had taken us from millennia-old, revered family to kind of a controversial one. And the point is that when the time came for people to take up arms with us, it was easier for them to take up arms against us because we were already unpopular. All of that to say, another family lives in that house now. So what I'm saying is 20 years, hardly anything. What we're looking at here, number one, smear campaign, okay? Smear campaign, both to the workers and to the colleagues. Can't be exactly the same smear campaign, but it should be close. Number two, what we're looking at is taking a strong inventory, an audit even, of... Yes, Doctor, you have a question?
How long did it take to lose the value of your family name through the same things you're describing?
Decades. But the good news is that, ratio-based, if we're looking at ratios, it was like 1,000 years to 50. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like 0.05% of the time that we were there is how long we were being undermined. So what's 0.05% of 20 years? Like 3 days or something.
That's pretty optimistic, to say the least.
Yes, delusional. I was saying, we're going to take an inventory of their nexuses of power, okay? We're looking at properties, we're looking at holdings, we're looking at significant relationships. If there's anything symbolically important, we're going to prioritize that. Number three, we're looking at amassing forces. Now, that might just be the three of us working really strategically, or perhaps we'll gather some like-minded people, and we'll organize them, and we're going to strike at those places of import. That is how we are going to take back this island. Questions? Any further ones?
I have a question, actually. As you are walking, you are navigating through these different streets, past these buildings. You notice that at times the floor changes. At one point, you're in like this dark navy blue with like a white crisscross pattern, almost like a big navy pillow that you walk across for a time. And then later on, there's like a red and gold swirled pattern, almost like an epoxy spread out across the entirety of this neighborhood. But after a little while of walking, you reach this river, and it is dark, and there's like an odor wafting up from it. It doesn't smell good. It looks brackish. And you kind of look up and down the riverbank, and you see way down to the right, you can see open ocean far off in the distance. And then to the left, you see that the river kind of winds and continues through the city. But also, we'll say just for... And hey, you at home might be like, what kind of bullshit choice is this? You see two bridges, one to the right, one to the left. And I would ask, which bridge do you go to?
Do they look identical or are there differences?
From this distance, yeah. It's dark. There's not much light. I will say that there are like some street lights, like oil, like gas lanterns spread out throughout the city. So it's decently illuminated. But from this distance, I'd say they look like two bridges.
Can we see anything on the other side of the river?
Yeah, on the other side of the riverbank, you see if there's like a certain avant-garde nature to the area that you're in with these different buildings and the sort of quirky shape and structure to the floor, you look across the riverbank and you see a jungle of brutalism. There's just a network of gray concrete and stone buildings, lots of harsh angles, and it looks like... Give me like a history check, anybody who wants to.
I got 11.
Ooh, I got like a 6.
14.
Clay, you are an artist. Despite not having a strong history, you do know some things about architecture. Glimki, you've read enough books at this point. Faunalyn, you lived in the trees. Architecture, if it wasn't something that you sang into existence, you didn't really worry about it. Clay and Glimki, though, you would recognize the structures on the other side as very traditional dwarven architecture.
Is that where the mine or where the ash is coming from?
There are a few smokestacks that you can see belching smoke up into the air, but you don't think that they are enough to create the amount of ash falling down around you.
Okay. Are the bridges also dwarven?
Those appear to be more in keeping, like more like a classic stone bridge. A simple arch, no right angles to be seen, in fact.
Well, I mean, the guy was describing this green sapphire to be this nicer place, and I can assume that he means that the dwarven stuff is nicer. So I'm guessing it's over there.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Should we
It was
go?
the Vaydarks, by the way. Sorry, I was just saying the people who deposed my family. It was the Vaydarks. The actual Vaydarks.
Right. Why, you took up their name because you wanted to ruin their reputation?
Honestly, no, it was an
Oh.
honest mistake by someone else, and I just rolled with it, and then I was in way too deep, and then I started to think, hey, I could really fuck up their lives.
Right.
But we do hate the Vaydarks.
It's just, I feel like this is going to backfire when you rescue the princess.
Oh, when I rescue the princess, I'll be having the political prisoners released. So, nothing they can do to hurt me then.
In the name of the Vaydarks.
I live in a... No. If I get the boon, I'm not a Vaydark for another moment.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Probably the boon would include something like, also legally change the word Vaydark in every document to like stinky ass head or something. You know?
That's a pretty good use of the boon.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I'm going to do some damage. Okay. We don't need to talk about my sordid past anymore. I feel very vulnerable and exposed. So I'm going to walk faster, and I hope your little legs can keep up.
Which bridge are you going towards?
The one Glimki said. The dwarf one.
There's no dwarf bridge.
That one.
Which one are we
The
closer
dwarf
to?
one.
There's no dwarf one. I asked a simple question, left or right, and it turned into a 10-minute discussion about architecture.
Faunalyn goes left.
Let's go to this stupid hotel inn. Who names it a green sapphire anyways? Who's ever seen one of those?
Yeah.
So Faunalyn storms off to the left, and I assume the two of you follow?
Yes.
Faunalyn stops
Yeah.
dead right before she gets to the bridge and goes, do you guys still want to be my friend now that you know that I'm not actually the ruler of anything presently?
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I almost was being your friend in spite of those things. Or despite those things.
Okay, we can talk about your taste later. Thank you.
I thought we were, remember on the boat, we were like down with the rich or something? There was a whole thing. I don't know which side we're on anymore.
I'm on both. That's my trauma. And Faunalyn continues walking away.
So you carry on, and you eventually reach this bridge. And you see, while like the exterior, like the outer surface of it is just simple gray stone, very practical in construction. It looks old, but looks like it's well maintained, which is not the same that can be said about many of the other parts of the city that you've walked through. Like, you see that there's a lot of, like I said, broken like floor tiles. There's some damaged houses, like severely damaged houses that you're not sure where that damage originated. But you see that this bridge at least seems well maintained. And furthermore, you see that it appears to be covered in small little tiles that line the floor and the walls of this bridge. You know, there's a little wall on either side that comes up maybe to your knee if you're anyone but Glimki. And you step onto it and you see, there's these little tiles, and some of it is covered in ash, but you can kind of see that it creates a large piece of art that spans the entire length of this bridge. And it appears to be an individual composed of flower petals dancing through a beautiful forest.
Wow.
And you see there's just these little pink tiles scattered behind this individual, leaving a trail of flower petals across the bridge.
Well, that's the thing. The spirit.
Oh.
When I walked off into the desert, I was trying to help a spirit that was made of flowers. It looked just like that. It's plumeria. That's the flower. You can tell. Look, and he flips to the page. He's dog-eared in the floral compendium. It's right here. Plumeria. See?
You said that they were calling for help, right? Obviously, this place needs help.
This whole island, maybe it's on its last legs. 20 years of ash and mining. It was calling up for help, guys.
Great news, because number one, plumeria grows on a tree, which means that I was correct about magic trees. Number two, We are way ahead of schedule on phase 1 and 3 of our plan regarding number 1, vertical credibility, and number 3, assembling allies. So this is really this is cooking, guys. We're going to do something cool.
But is the spirit still okay? Like, I don't see any of the plumeria growing here.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
How do we find it? Did it give you specific instructions?
No.
Can you call to the spirit?
Maybe if I find some way to make contact with some of the natural world, but I mean, looking around, I don't really see much of a way to connect with that right now.
And I think with that in mind, you look again at the bridge, and it is the spirit dancing between trees of this beautiful forest. And like, this was obviously constructed after the city existed, and there is no sign. The city does not feature in this artwork whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you could take that to mean it's probably, if it can be found, it's not within the city.
Damn. Okay, well, we're going to have to get out of the city if we're going to have any hope of finding some piece of the natural beauty that this island is supposed to have.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the spirit will be, if anywhere.
Okay. Guys, we're onto something. We can do this.
We are onto something.
Mm.
We are.
So let's sleep at this inn, and then tomorrow we're going to try to find that spirit, maybe? And try to find out more about what's going on, because we need to understand our enemy before we can systematically dismantle and humiliate it.
Exactly. And you know what? I think that analogy you said about the whole Vaydark thing, I mean, they mustn't have done it alone. They probably brought people in, and I'm sure there's people on this island that'd be willing to join some cause. Who would want to live here? Look at this. It's horrible.
That's where the smear campaign comes in. So we're not just going to go after governance and business practices. We're going to be saying their kids are bastards. He's wearing a toupee. His shoes are 2 sizes too big. He just wants to look like he has big feet. His wife is a bad, person. I'm not good at being mean. You guys know that. We'll come up with better once we know what's going on. Okay? Why are you making that face,
Right.
Glimki?
Nothing. No reason. Sorry. Sometimes, oh, look, the inn.
Sure enough, you wander through this side of the river, and you see semi-regular dwarven patrols marching around, always in groups of 4. They're all armed and wearing matching uniforms. There occasionally you'll see like some other dwarves who are not in uniform. They feel them like stumble out of a tavern and walk off into the night. But eventually you find this building, and it is once again in this brutalist structure, but it looks to be constructed almost like a diamond or a gem. And there is a simple sign above the door. Do any of you read Dwarvish?
No.
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 There is a sign in Dwarvish.
Wow, we are a useless. Wait! Nope, that says Gnomish. Sorry. Glimki, did you know I speak Gnomish?
We could have been speaking Gnomish together?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just never wanted to leave Clay out.
Wow.
I guess we have 2 things in common.
can you teach me Gnomish?
Sure.
That opens up a whole set of opportunities that we could have been using. We could have been speaking secretly together this whole time.
That's an amazing point. I should have just delivered that whole backstory bomb in Gnomish so that nobody would overhear it.
Well, Clay
Other
doesn't know
gnomes
Gnomish.
could understand, and I wouldn't understand.
Clay would learn from body language. Clay, you're very, very intuitive, very observant. You would get it because your heart is pure. Anyone with bad intentions would not be able to understand. That is the crux of the Gnomish language.
And you step into this building, fairly certain based off its it's the design, this vaguely gem-shaped design, that it's the building you're looking for. And I would say you're aided by the fact that the sign in Dwarvish has a little green gem painted on the corner. And you step in to this gauche lobby. It is just a cacophony of gold and marble and an excessive number of animal furs, and none of it works. None of it goes together. There is a fountain, and it depicts a dwarf with a pickaxe, and water is emitting from the top of the pickaxe and spraying down around him, and a very proper looking dwarf with a tightly braided beard and slicked back hair and wearing a suit that looks more like a uniform, a concierge uniform, is standing behind a desk with a little bell upon it. And he says, "Good evening."
Hi.
I've talked too much. One of you
hi.
guys has to handle this.
Hello.
Welcome to the Green Sapphire. Might I find your reservation?
We actually don't have one, but we are here on assignment from the king
Ah, and which king might that be?
of Erdenine.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful. So many kings these days, you know how it is. Hard to keep
Mhm.
track. Welcome, welcome. We hope that we can serve your every need. I see we still have a few rooms available. Should be able to get you in no problem. How many rooms would you be seeking? I assume representatives of the king, you'll likely want one each.
Yeah. Yep.
How much
Sure.
are they per night?
Perfect. A room is 5 gold pieces per evening.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna share in a king, if that's cool.
He arches an eyebrow towards you and says, "Of course, very cool," in a way that immediately implies not cool at all, and he's both looking down upon you and immediately suspicious of your backstory. You don't need to roll an insight check for that. But he says, "Very good. For the representatives of the King of Erdenine, a single king bed which they will share. No problem."
Cannot believe we're being looked down upon by a servant.
We're a throuple. We're a throuple.
Yes, yes, ha, yes, ha, ha. It's a sex thing again, ha. It always works to say that.
It's all the same to me. For the polyamorous
God
representatives
damn it.
of the King of Erdenine, one king bed, that will be 5 gold pieces for the evening.
Polyamorous.
How many nights are you planning on staying with us?
0.5 of 20 years. What it takes to
So
stay
that would be
destination, you know?
1 year, 400 days. That'll be 2,000
no,
gold
no,
pieces.
no, no,
Can we
no,
just
no,
pay
no.
one night at a
I was-
time?
I was,
100% no.
That was a joke. Yeah. Do you have a one night? Yeah.
Also, that math was whack.
Which part of the math was whack? And he spins a little ledger towards you, and it shows 20 times 0.5 equals 1. 1 times 400 equals 400. 400 times 5 equals 2,000. And then it's circled.
Because it's not 0.5, it's 0.05. Faunalyn
Oh, that's
pushes
my
her
mistake.
glass
That's
further
my
up her
mistake.
nose.
I misspoke, sir. I'm sorry.
Very well. That'd be 200
Don't apologize
gold
to him.
pieces.
One night, please.
Yeah, let's go back to the one night.
One night. Very good. Very good. Very good. One night. Under what name?
Eugene Fitzclay.
Eugene Fitzclay, representative, polyamorous representative of the King of Erdenine. Very good.
I actually think it's illegal for you to disclose that.
Not here on Mengen, I assure you. We here write the laws, and they are very permissive of what we are allowed to ask and require of our patrons.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, 5 gold pieces, if you will.
Okay, I hand it over. The room's in my name.
He hands you a single little key, a little silver key, and he says, your room will be on the 2nd floor, of course. If you wish for something nicer for future nights, though I assure you all our rooms are quite nice, but if you require something larger or more luxurious, we do have nicer rooms for a price, of course. Checkout is at 10.
Is the breakfast bar included?
Breakfast is available for a fee in the morning.
Ugh. It's not even like no continental.
The
It's not
Continental is
included?
available for a fee.
So there's not even hot breakfast? That's crazy.
Oh,
All
it's
right,
hot,
let's go.
but- Very well. Good night. Happy slumbers.
The king will hear about this.
What hospitality school did he attend? He is awful. I mean, he's got the accent, but other than that, terrible manners.
Oh, one more question. Is this, sorry, totally
yes.
random question. Is this hotel operated by
Cora.
the mining company?
Yes, indeed. The Green Sapphire is a subsidiary of the Korak Mining Company.
Yeah, that checks out. All right.
Mm.
See you in the morning.
Very well. See you in the morning. I won't be on shift, but someone will see you in the morning.
It's just being polite, buddy.
Checkout's at 10.
Won't be on shift. Come on. This guy's a hack. A good servant is always on shift. This is crazy.
And you walk up this carpeted gold and marble staircase. It really combines all 3 elements in a grotesque way. And you walk up, and go down the hall and you find your room. And it is decently nice for what it's worth. It's garish, but it's clean. The bed is large and decently comfortable, a bit short. Perhaps, I think, Clay, your feet probably poke out the end. It seems it's more designed for dwarves.
It's perfect.
Glimki, you fit it very well. And Faunalyn, your wig sticks out the other end. Clay's feet out one end, Faunalyn's wig out the other. Glimki's just right. And yeah.
Who's in the middle?
Glimki. Duh. I need the baby bumpers. I don't want to fall off.
I will say, as the three of you climb into bed, Clay, the amulet around your neck starts to pull ever so slightly towards Faunalyn's wig.
Oh, I shoot up in
Oh,
bed.
I forgot I put
I'm like-
something in there.
Are you a dragon?
I don't think so. How would I know?
The amulet, it's reacting to you.
Oh, it's probably.
Faunalyn takes off her wig and a hot round ball rolls out, like a hot rock rolls out, like several letters, a whole mess, like a nest of memory tendrils, like some notes to self, an entire quill that's in shockingly good shape, a small jewelry case tumbles out. There's like a bird feather, and then yes, also the dragon scale. She like brushes off her short red hair and hands it over.
Oh, is this Ja'areth's scale?
Yeah, it was in a pool in his lair. There was so much happening, I forgot to even mention it. I was going to ask if you wanted it. Dragons aren't really my motif. Unless I am one, but I don't think that I am.
Yeah, I can hold on to it. It looks pretty cool.
You can have it. Yeah, take it.
Well, it looks like your amulet's like trying to attach to it.
Yeah, it's getting pulled pretty hard towards it. Krigamon's scale kind of just stuck. It's stuck. I can't actually take it off of the amulet.
Well, then try this one.
Sure, but I guess I won't be able to take it off if it gets stuck again onto the amulet.
Oh.
Why do you have to take it off?
I don't know, in case you wanted it back. You found it.
I don't. Clay. I'm giving this to you as a gift. I don't want it back. I don't care about it.
Oh.
It's like a thing that I saw on the ground and thought was neat. And I was like, even while I was picking it up, I was like, Clay is gonna love this.
Aw.
Have I traumatized you two? I can give gifts. I gave Peter a really nice friendship bracelet, and Ja'areth, and the Perez brothers, and Amala, and the detective. I'm nice.
So is this a friendship scale then?
It didn't say that, but
But you're giving
Sure.
to me as a friendship.
Do you guys like really need the bracelets? You really want like a friendship bracelet from me?
If the scale
it's
is
just a little
equivalent to that.
Faunalyn shakes out her wig and a whole like mess of embroidery thread falls out, and she's like, okay, all right. She immediately starts on a new bracelet.
Clay sticks
Amazing.
the scale to her amulet.
Yeah, it almost like it's magnetized, just slaps on. And it affixes itself in such a way that it ever so slightly overlaps with that of Krigamon. And you can imagine if given enough time and given enough scales, this would look like, just from any way you looked at it, like the body of a dragon, just with scales wrapping all around it.
That's
And
sick.
these two scales, affixed to this amulet. And Faunalyn obviously needs less rest than the two of you, so perhaps she stays up late making friendship bracelets.
Mhm.
Is there anything else anybody wants to do before you sleep?
Take a shower.
Very good. There is a clawfoot tub on one side of the room.
Oh. Well, is the water clean?
Oh, smart.
Oh, interesting.
Really smart.
You turn the faucet and there's like a bit of gray water that comes out. It's a little murky. And then after like a few seconds, it starts to run clear.
Yeah.
So they have clean water somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I take a shower, a quick one, and then I go to bed. I just wanted to know.
Yeah. You spent all day on Dragonback and you're got a thin layer of ash on you. So yeah, you go to bed fresh and clean.
Okay, well then Faunalyn also takes a shower, I guess. If we're setting the precedent of
Perfect,
Clay
yep.
being the only fresh one and the rest of us being stinky, sweaty, ashy,
Mhm.
Faunalyn takes a shower.
Perfect. Glimki, do you take a shower?
Sure.
Nice. Now I think canonically this is the first shower since the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's been 13 episodes since your last shower or whatever.
Big
But
day.
Mhm.
here we are.
Wow. Has anybody pooped?
No one's pooped. You are all so
Well,
constipated.
I've been pooping the
Oh.
whole time. You just didn't know.
Ah, sheesh.
Haven't stopped.
It's a big day for showers. Let me tell you.
Oh.
Thanks, I hate it. Faunalyn stays up late, making friendship bracelets. Glimki, you sleep, perhaps hoping to dream now that you are closer to the island. You're on the island, closer to the voice calling for help, but you have a dreamless sleep. Clay, you awaken in a familiar dark cavern with cold stone walls and occasional pile of bone littered throughout. You're lying on your back, and as you look over, you see a skeleton. It's around your height, and from its skull, 2 long horns protrude, identical to yours.
Ooh.
Well,
Ooh, I go to clutch at my amulet. Am I wearing it in the dream?
You are.
I look down both sides of the cavern. Do I see anything?
You don't see anything, but from off in the distance, you hear a faint rumbling, as if from a great way off. But despite how far away it seems, you can tell, perhaps it's dream logic, perhaps it's a knowledge of something that you can't fully comprehend, but you know whatever it is extremely big.
I take another peek at the skeleton, and then I book it down the cavern in the opposite direction as the rumble. Just start running.
You start to run, and from off in the distance, from the direction of that rumbling, you hear a voice. You remember the last time you were here, as fire consumed you and picked your bones clean. That same voice said something, but it was in a language you couldn't comprehend. And this time, as you begin to run in the opposite direction, the ground is sloping upwards. It's difficult. It's an incredibly steep incline. You hear that voice, and it says,
"Cowardice will not aid you."
Clay keeps running.
You keep running. The ground is steep. At a certain point, you have to start scrambling up to continue moving through this tunnel. But from off in the distance, you see a light. Not like the last time, not the light of fire sweeping towards you, but the light of daylight. And you keep climbing, and you keep reaching, and you keep scrambling. And eventually, you pull yourself up. It's almost a 90-degree climb at a certain point. And you pull yourself up onto this ledge. And you find yourself standing at the opening. And you step out onto this ledge and see yourself standing somewhere, you would say at the top. But as you look up, you can't see the top of this impossibly tall mountain that you find yourself perched upon. The peak of it disappears up into the clouds, and as you look down, you see a resplendent green field with beautiful pristine lakes and rivers running throughout it. There are lush forests and crystal spires. It's as if the entirety of creation is born out before you. And you don't know if you are 100 or 1,000 miles off the ground. But you know you are incredibly high up, and in a place mortals should not be.
Does it still look like Zav?
It does not. The air is cleaner and clearer than any place you've been on Zav. The water is bluer, the grass is greener. There is no sign of pollution or decay or corruption or any of the untold numerous problems that plague your world. You take in a deep breath, and you can tell you are somewhere not just good, but where evil cannot exist.
Whoa.
Is the rumbling still happening behind me?
It is, though fainter. You don't know how long you were running for, but you feel like you covered a great distance.
Does it feel like it's still getting closer, or is it going away now?
I'd say it seems like it's holding its distance, neither following you nor retreating.
Then she's just gonna stop at the outcropping and just try to take in as much of the view as she can and commit it to memory, and just like scan the horizon and like try to make out as much detail as she can of where she is.
It is overwhelming. Every time you think you've reached the edges of your limit, or the limit of your vision, shall we say, you see another detail. You see another impossibly tall tree, or a lake that looks like a gemstone, a mountain range with perfect snow-capped peaks. It's like one of those infinite scroll paintings where there's just more and more and more detail, and it's almost too much to take in. But you stare at it for as long as possible, basking in it, absorbing it. It feels good.
If it feels like mortals shouldn't be here, do I see any creatures like birds in the sky or fish in the lakes and stuff like that?
You do. You look up into the sky, and you see a flock of birds flying overhead. And then you look closer, and you realize they're not birds. They are winged men and women, these large white feathery wings. And they almost seem to have like a glow beneath the skin. There is a holy light shining out from them.
I think Clay, seeing that there's people, or what looks like people flying in the sky, she's gonna like wave an arm at them and shout hello or hey at them and see if they can see her.
One of them peels off. The others continue on, and this other one sort of parts off, peels off from the larger group, and circles down towards you with these beautiful white wings that spread out probably 10 feet in total towards you. And as it gets closer, you see that it is this individual. It looks like a man with golden, almost white blonde hair streaking behind him, kind of in curls and waves down his back. He's wearing this pristine, gleaming white tunic of sorts, pair of breezy white pants, the simple leather belt wrapped around his waist. And as he approaches, he pulls out a sword that burns. You have cast various spells that rely upon radiant energy, divine magic, and you see a blade crafted of the exact same material that emits from you when you cast a guiding bolt, and it circles down and lands on this precipice with you, wings sort of wrapped around it. And then he stands up, sword pointed down, both hands upon it, and the individual says,
Hail, guest of Macrog. What might I do for you?
Where am I?
You do not know.
No.
Why, of course, you are in Empyrean, the home of the gods.
And who are you, a god?
No, I am but a humble servant. You may call me Lukas.
How did I get here?
'Tis not mine to know the specifics, but I would imagine you are an invited guest of the divine flame himself. Have you not spoken with him?
No, I've done my best to learn his teachings, but I've never, spoken with him.
Well, you must have learned them very well, for there's not many who are brought to this place before their time. And, might I say, not that many ever have such a time to begin with.
I turn to gesture at the cave behind me. I came from that way. Where does that lead?
Why, of course, that leads within the heart of the mountain itself, the home of Macrog.
Oh, Macrog is in there? He lives in there?
Indeed.
Can I do a history check or something, or religion? Do I remember any stories about where Macrog lives? Like what mountain?
Yeah, give me a religion check.
Is there a way to improve my religion? Like, ability score?
Yeah.
That's an 8.
8 is okay. You would know with an 8 that Empyrean is the home of the gods. And within it, there are 7 realms or regions, each the domain of one of the members of the Divine Octad, the exception of Marwul, the goddess of death, who resides in Sistilist, a different place, the underworld. You would know from your teachings that at the center of Empyrean is a great mountain, Mount Otanida, said to be an endless mountain, both where the gods convene and where Macrog himself resides at its heart.
Does Clay feel her amulet be drawn towards the mountain or in any particular direction?
It's strange. It is not pulling in the way it does in the waking world when you are in the presence of a dragon or a dragon scale. It seems to be calm, hanging from your neck, almost as if it's letting you decide.
I walk back towards the cave. And can I try to pull on my magic and cast a spell? I want to cast light on the amulet and see if I can do magic here.
You can. The amulet illuminates.
My magic comes from a Macrog, so I guess Clay's going to start walking back into the mountain.
From behind you, you hear a voice say, "Will that be all then?"
I think Clay's too absorbed in trying to go back towards the rumbling noise, which she's pretty scared of, remembering the pain of the fire from the first dream, that she doesn't respond. She just keeps walking.
Yeah. You hear wings flap off and Lukas disappears. With the light shining from this amulet, it appears to be familiar stone. There's no secrets revealed by this light, but I would say as you proceed down this tunnel, and even if it's only a short distance, the light flares brighter with each step that you take. Not because you are putting more into it, not because you're spending higher level spell slots. It just seems enhanced or empowered.
She keeps going. Is there like a rumble or anything that she's going towards? Are there more skeletons?
Not in this tunnel. Every so often you do hear that rumbling noise, getting ever so slightly louder as you proceed. And I'd say it's not until you reach that starting cavern before you see your remains or the remains of anyone else.
And when I get to that cavern, is the skeleton still there?
It is.
Does it look like a full skeleton, or like it's been injured or killed? in some way?
Killed for sure. I see the question within the question. Dead for sure. No, skeleton's dead. No, I would say the skeleton with the horns that match yours, the bones are pristine white, but you can see the stone around it is charred and burnt.
This is where I died last time in the dream?
It is.
This is so freaky. I don't know what's going on.
So weird.
Holy shit. She's gonna stand in that cavern that she started in and say towards the other end that the rumble came from. I'm not a coward, but she doesn't go further. Is there any response?
Just the rumbling.
A Krog?
How long do you wait?
She's gonna stand there for a while and start feeling antsy, probably. It's just rumbling, though. There's no words or anything.
Nope.
No. And the cavern's more lit up now because there's light.
Yeah. After a long time, I'd say perhaps you sit there or stand there at the edge of the tunnel for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then you hear that voice once again.
Prove it.
I think hearing the voice again, Clay is still scared. Like, I guess she'll start walking again towards it, though.
You start to walk. Slow, cautious steps, holding the amulet up. It illuminates your path. The tunnel ahead is smooth stone. And you almost don't see it at first. Because as you take each step, the amulet in your hand glows brighter and brighter. But soon that brightness is challenged by a mote of light far off in the tunnel ahead. And you see a wave of fire coming towards you once again.
Ooh. Does Clay have any weapons on her?
Just the amulet.
She doesn't have her mace or any of her equipment?
Simple clothes and the amulet, that's all.
Think she's going to just clutch the amulet, scream, "I'm not a coward" again, and then run towards the flame.
It washes over you, consuming you, burning you to the atom. But you don't feel it in your body. You don't feel it on your skin. You feel it on the tip of your finger. And you look down and you see that little sliver of finger is touching the scale of Jar Arith. And it burns and it flares bright. And it feels like an eternity, but in a second the fire is gone. And you are intact. The tunnel lies before you, beckoning.
Just gonna look around again. It was just there, gone, the fire.
You look behind you and you see it is carrying off into the distance.
Oh, like a wall of flame.
Disappearing around a bend.
Oh. She's gonna keep going? Just clutching the amulet tighter.
You keep walking. The floor becomes glassy, like sand that has been heated extremely hot. And where there is stone and stalagmites, stalactites, they are replaced with bits of crystal, bits of glass that line the walls and line the floor. And the tunnel opens up ever so slightly into a circular chamber with 4 perfectly carved glass cylinders, glass pillars spread out across the room. And as you step into the chamber, you see from off in the distance, I say see very, very generously because you barely have a second to react, as a bolt of lightning strikes one of these pillars and just explodes outward, arcing between each of these pillars, bouncing off the walls, bouncing off the floor, electrifying the room.
Whoa. What there? Like, is this a closed off cavern, like a dead end?
You see a tunnel. The tunnel continues on from the opposite end.
Did the bolt of lightning come from there?
It did.
A step. It's like the whole room is electrified.
It is.
She's just gonna keep walking through the room then.
Okay. Clutching the amulet still?
Yeah.
You step towards this chamber. You step into this chamber. And you watch as a arc of electricity bounces off one of the nearby pillars, hurtling straight towards you. And you hold up this amulet, and the lightning strikes the blue scale of Krigamon and absorbs the lightning. The scale absorbs the lightning. And you keep walking, and every so often another bolt arcs towards you, striking you. And again, it feels bad. It's like you've been electrically shocked, but it's no worse than a shock with each bolt that hits you. It's not pleasant, but you can survive it. And you push through into the tunnel beyond.
So, one skill type will protect against one type of damage. I'll still keep walking and keep going.
The tunnel around you, it becomes almost like a Salvador Dali painting. The walls droop as if the stone has been melted, and it pools in weird puddles and distorts everything. There's large fissures in the ground, as if someone has just scraped away large chunks of stone, but there's no piles, like there's no piled up gravel to show where it has been. It's as if it's just been melted away. And you keep pressing forward. And after a time, you, if nothing else, get the feeling that time is not the same here. It might be minutes, it might be hours. Your light flashes off liquid in the distance. And it is like the elevator scene in The Shining, as this wave of green liquid bubbles and roils down the tunnel towards you, melting stone, burning it away. What do you do?
I don't think I have another skill for this. She's just gonna clutch the amulet and say, Jareth, you're up, come on, and then she's gonna charge into the acid.
The acid melts you to the bone. Your skin is dissolved, and though you're not alive to see it, you perceive your skull floating back down the tunnel on a wave of acid before it comes to rest in one of those fissures that have been melted into the ground. The last thing you hear before you wake up is that voice once more.
This one shows potential.
And the last thing you see is the glint of a massive eyeball, larger than the tunnel itself, off in the distance, watching you. And then you wake up, and it is morning.
Wow. I think this dream, Clay's definitely kicked both Glimki and Faunalyn off the bed throughout. Yeah, holy shit.
Are you okay, Clay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Faunalyn is sitting on the other side of the room because Clay was thrashing, still working on that bracelet.
Oh, I don't know. I had a crazy dream.
What happened?
I think I met Bakrog, kind of, and a guy named Lukas in my dream.
Dang. Makrog and a guy named
And
Lukas. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Lukas is not a common name anymore.
Was it ever?
Yeah, it was scary. I feel like I've had this dream before, and it was scary, and then it was super nice, and that's when I met Lukas, and then it was scary again.
So everything with
Like, really
Makrog was scary.
Yeah, he's kind of scary.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, you know what? I've had some crazy dreams too with my spirit, so maybe this wasn't just a dream. Maybe it's probably safe to say that Macrog's reaching out to you in some way.
Is that how your spirit reaches out to you?
It's happened before. You know, this might be good timing because he's got a judgment, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
We got a lot of people to judge here.
that's true.
So maybe you could get him on our side, or at least get his eyes on this island.
I wonder if there's any followers of Macrog here.
Okay, I know you're a cleric of Macrog, but are you like special to him?
I think it might be this amulet. This has never happened to me before. Yeah, I don't know. You just gave me this scale last night, and then he spoke to me. So I feel like maybe it's to do with finding more dragon scales.
What did he say to you in the dream? Did he speak to you?
He called me a coward, but
Wow.
but I'm not. So, maybe he's wrong.
He's definitely wrong.
Definitely not. Definitely wrong.
You haven't done one cowardice thing this whole time.
Yeah. I'm brave. And I was really brave in that dream.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah.
What kind of scales are you looking for? More dragon scales? You said?
I think so. Macrog is a rainbow dragon. So maybe
Oh.
more different colored scales.
And what do we have now?
Oh.
What do we have now?
We have a blue one and we have a brass one.
Blue one and a brass one. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we got this whole encyclopedia. We can track some more down.
Yeah. Can we look at the Draconomicon?
Yeah, can we flip through it? What kind of dragon are you looking for next? According to your dream.
I don't know. Is there anything to do with poison or acid?
Poison or acid? And can I flip through the book?
Yeah. The book contains many references to dragons of all ages and dispositions. I would say looking for any information on green dragons. You said green, yes?
I said acid.
Anything that references poison.
Well, acid or poison, I guess, is my...
Acid or poison, yeah.
Yeah.
You flip through.
Or Salvador Dali.
Yeah. You see that depending on the type of dragon that you are looking for, if it is acid, that is most commonly associated with black dragons.
Black dragons.
Or copper, whereas poison is more commonly associated with green.
Okay, so we're looking for a black dragon, a copper dragon, or a green dragon. Does it have any information of where those might belong or where they were recorded in the book?
Yeah, I would say that there are, like I said, many dragons throughout this text. A recurring location is a place that Glimki has already been to in the past, which would be the island nation of Alarsha to the west.
Mm.
It is the home of the Dragonborn, and at various times, different dragons will visit the island to conduct their own business amongst their kind.
Whoa.
That is one potential place where one could find any number of dragons, but it doesn't seem like many of them are permanent residents.
Okay.
That's cool.
I would say beyond that, I would say beyond that, there are also the Seeping Lands, which are a sort of jungle swamp back on the mainland to the southeast of Erdenine. If you were to travel south from Erdenine for a great distance, Zav is a very, dare I say, annoying world to traverse if it's not by boat. Moving inland takes a very long time. But if you were to travel straight south from Erdenine, you would eventually reach the Atum Mountains. And if you were then to travel either counterclockwise or east, depending on how you wish to view this flat world, you would come across a vast jungle. And within that jungle, there is a massive swamp known as the Seeping Lands. And that is said to be home to the black dragon Fenyaget.
Okay, actually, you know what? Now that I'm flipping through the book, is there any like dragons that are like native to this chain of islands? I mean, besides the brass dragon.
Besides the surprise brass dragon, no. And I think if Glimki were to like examine that, most of the islands relatively small, which means probably not a lot
Right.
of food available for a large
Yeah.
dragon. And I would say there is reference to other brass dragons in here. And one entry, there's like a lot of like margin notes, right?
Mm.
There's often like an illustration of the dragon
Right.
and then some margin notes. And this one adventurer who previously entered into this book traveled through a desert to the far east, Arfadiral's demise, also known as the Plains of Damnation, and met with a
We know that place.
brass dragon there who at length told this scribe that she could survive off a single drop of dew per day. And if you think that perhaps that is a trait shared by other brass dragons, that might explain why Jar Arth was able to survive on the Anchor's Chain, and thrive on the Anchor's Chain, I should say, when perhaps others of his kind could not.
Interesting.
So brass dragons can survive for a long time without eating. Interesting.
I don't know that much about the gods, but isn't Macrog like the progenitor of dragons? Like the father of all dragons?
He is. He's a rainbow dragon.
What if there's, I don't know, what if he's trying to like get his house in order or something?
What do you mean?
I don't know, like maybe his kids are acting up and he's having Clay Avenger style go. No, that doesn't make sense because we didn't do anything to Krigamon. Clay, are you in like a gauntlet right now? Oh my god, I think you're special to Macrog. Doesn't this seem like a test?
I don't know. I feel like I need to ask Warwick about this because he gave me the amulet and his has way more scales attached to his. But he didn't tell me anything about this.
Well, I think in the meantime, it's pretty clear we just need to keep collecting more for you. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. Maybe there are some collectors about. I don't know. We can snag some up.
Yeah.
I don't think it means we have to go. I mean, you found one on the ground, right, Faunalyn?
Yeah, it was in a dragon's lair, a dragon
Yeah,
weaver.
so I mean, maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Maybe there's one in the mine.
Oh.
Be really original.
Maybe different temples have more. Yeah.
Be really original big bad.
There is a knock on the door,
Oh God.
and a voice says, "Excuse me, sirs and madams. The polyamorous representatives of the King of Eldenine, it is 10 o'clock and we would ask that you vacate your room."
Late checkout. We want a late checkout.
Let's extend our stay by one more night tonight, and we'll figure out how to deal with this whole island.
Yeah, how do we want to do this? Are we both tracking down Phaedra, Buntar? Do we want to go straight to the forest? Somebody want to explore the mine? Like, we got a lot of things I guess we could go do.
I want to talk to people and get you guys are going to think I'm being frivolous, but genuinely, I want to get the hot goss. I think that will be powerful.
It's worked so
Getting
far,
the
I
gossip on
think.
the... Exactly. I want to talk to people. I want to talk to the muckety mucks.
That sounds good.
I mean, so far, threat level feels minimal. Do we want to split up?
We're good at splitting up. We're also good at staying together, but we're good at splitting up.
We might cover more ground.
Yeah.
Glimki, I assume you'll be dealing with the plumeria.
Ideally, yes.
Okay.
I think I want to go back across to the other side of the river and see if I can talk to some artists.
I like that plan. Good plan. Remember, folks, we're looking for allies, we're looking for ammunition, and we're looking for access points. Oh my god. I'm such a good rebel organizer. I just came up with an alliteration. Triple A's. Let's go.
Where are you going, though? What's Faunalyn doing?
Oh, I'm just gonna... I don't know yet, but I'm gonna find it. And I'm gonna find out cool stuff.
Okay.
So don't worry about me.
You can always come with me if you want.
No, I have a plan. No. I have a plan. It's just I just need to suss out the vibe, The plan number 1 is be like, where do the cool people hang out? I just don't know where that is yet. By the end of the day, I'm going to be a member in the rich person club.
Okay. So do we meet back here?
Yeah, we paid for another night. Let's come back here. If you're not back by, shall we say, sundown, then we start getting nervous. By that I mean sunsplosion, of course.
Okay.
Old habits die hard.
Have all that round earth nonsense in my mind. Didn't it look kind of round from up there, though?
Because it's a circle. It's a disc.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, it's just that if it was round and the edge was like a piece of chewing gum stuck to a baseball, how would we know? Just kidding. Haha, just kidding. Let's go.
You head out. So you mark off 5 more gold if you're staying another night at this hotel.
God damn.
Okay, I'll pay.
Damn, we
Oh,
need the
that
money,
one hurt.
dude.
We could just check
We
back in
do.
at Sunsplosion, though.
You're staying at a $500 a night hotel.
We also paid $3 to a drunkard earlier. That's like
300.
almost half
God damn.
3 gold. That was
And
more than half the
just
cost of the
gouging
hotel.
us.
Yeah.
You see him floating down the
shit.
river on a boat-sized bottle of champagne. Just happy as can be. Okay, Glimki, where do you go?
Yeah, I guess he's gonna just shuffle through the streets of this brutalist architecture until he can find some sort of hint of an exit or glimpse of an out of town kind of direction and follow that.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d4. And I think that'll indicate how you navigate this concrete jungle where dreams are not made of. You wander around for some time. You don't go back in the direction you came from, which is what my roll was ultimately deciding. You move away from the river. And the buildings don't stop. The dwarven houses don't stop. It is not so many personal dwellings. The more you walk around, the more you realize there are large, like, row houses that look almost like barracks. You get the sense that these are built to house a lot of workers. And you continue to navigate, looking around. Some buildings are larger than others, and one such building that you pass by is a large, it looks almost like a military compound. And you see that there are multiple walls erected around this large square building. And you can see that there are guards patrolling the walls. You see that there are checkpoints with wrought iron gates, like portcullises, multiple checkpoints, it seems. And as you're walking and watching this, you see a caravan. There are 2 wagons pulled in succession by these large oxen, these beasts of burden. There are a half dozen dwarves marching on either side of this procession with weapons out and ready. They're fully armored. And you see patrolling at the back of this procession is a metal construct, maybe 9 feet tall.
Whoa.
And just with heavy footsteps, clink, 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 it moves its way down the street, following these wagons. And you watch as they draw up to the first gate, and multiple dwarves step forward and check under the wagon. They check inside it. It takes multiple minutes, and then there's a command given, and the portcullis is drawn up, and the procession carries through, and the portcullis drops down behind it, and you watch the process is repeated at a second checkpoint, and they disappear into this compound beyond. And you keep walking, and eventually you reach a wall. And kind of standing on the outskirts of the city, you realize you're at the edge of the city. You see that there's a large, heavy wall that seems to wrap around the entirety of the city. It was dark when you arrived, but on the other side of the river, the east side of the river, things felt older. They felt more worn. You're a natural guy. You're a man of nature. You're not sure how old these buildings are or how old this wall is, but they both feel newer than anything you saw on the opposite side of the river. And you follow along this wall for a while, and after some time, you reach a gatehouse. And it is a entry/exit point in or out of the city with sort of like a wooden structure built into the wall. And you see that there are numerous guards positioned at it, and the wood has been painted a green. And it is sort of refreshing because there's so much gray in this area of the city. But this one bit of artwork, and artwork I use very generously because it is basically just painted green, exists here. And you see that there is a road that continues out of the city here.
Is there anybody at the gatehouse?
Many dwarves wearing uniforms. It seems quiet at this gate. Not a whole lot of people coming or going. But I'll say you see like an old man with a little fishing rod. And he's not dwarven, he is a human. And he walks past you and out through the gate. And the guards look at him intently but do not stop him or accost him.
I'm just gonna try follow that guy.
Yeah, you follow him out of the city, and again, the dwarves watch you, but nobody makes a move to stop you or question you, and you find yourself outside the city, and standing out here, you see that this wall stretches out a great distance, and seems solid, seems well built.
Can I catch up to the fisherman?
Sure.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Hi. I presume you live here on Mengen?
Yes, right. Lived here my whole life.
Well, I'm just visiting. I was just curious. How have you been adjusting the last couple decades with this whole mining operation taking over?
Well, on one hand, and he casts a look over at the gate behind you guys, it hasn't been so bad. They provide safety and security, and they built the wall, which has kept us safe from raiders and pirates and beasts. And then he leans in close and he says, but also, I didn't have this cough before they arrived, so who can say?
And they need a wall like that just for raiders and pirates and beasts? Was it really that much of a problem before they got here?
Well, not to be an apologist, but before them, it was mostly just oil paintings and canvases and ceramics. Not much of great value, especially for pirates, but now there's metals and ores and gems and what have you, and that could draw unwanted attention, to be sure.
So it sounds like more they built the wall to protect themselves than you.
You said it, not me. But
Yeah.
yes.
What are they mining anyways?
Well, I've never stepped foot in the mine. I was too old by the time the mining operation began, but I've heard talk from some of the younger folks here that, well, they can mine almost anything. If it's found in the ground, you can find it at Sharia mine.
Oh, so there's like a bunch of mines. They're just pulling everything out of the ground?
That's my understanding,
Oh,
yes.
geez,
You can
okay.
find gemstones and gold and iron, any number of precious gems or metals.
So there's not some like super magical element that they're pulling out of the ground that needs to be secretly kept on caravans into that giant compound in the middle of the city? Like that wouldn't be a weird thing. That's just where all everything goes.
That's my understanding. I don't busy myself with
Okay.
mining operations, but no unobtainium or anything of that sort to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, that's good, I guess.
It depends on your point of view, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, I guess it would be more acceptable if there was some otherworldly element that they were pulling out of the ground, yeah, versus regular gems, metals, and alloys. Great. Cool. Where are you heading? I mean, there's still some nature left. You got a fishing rod, so there must be some place with some things still alive out here.
The ocean fishing's not so bad. It's better than things at Lake Brinda. That's for sure. I don't go up there anymore. You get weird fish these days.
Brinder. And that's... Which way are we heading? You're going to the ocean?
Yeah, so you would want to head out. Well, we just went through the green gate. You'd want to go through the yellow gate, follow the river, and eventually you'd reach Manus, and it's built on the shores of the lake there. Yeah, it used to be great fishing, best fishing on the island, in fact. But
And surrounded by woods, forest, nature?
a decent amount, yeah. So it's nice there. It's green. Well, at least it was.
Another question. There's a bridge in town, got some nice mosaic on it of this
the mosaic
nice
bridge.
nature spirit made of petals.
Ah, you speak of Edigan.
Edigan?
Indeed.
That's the spirit?
The spirit of the island, yes. I saw him once in my youth. His eyes take on like a distant expression as he is clearly remembering something, and he says, he danced with a grace and a beauty I've never seen before or after, and it's made of flowers.
That's the one. I've actually seen them too. Recently.
You have? Oh, that's wonderful. I've heard whispers in town that Edigan is God, and that's why the island looks as it does.
Well, I fear that you guys are not far off. Then when I saw Edigan, they were asking for help. It seems that perhaps we are about to lose the spirit.
Oh. Well, that is terrible news. He looks incredibly sad as you say that and says, I'm sorry, I think perhaps I don't feel like fishing today after all. And begins to turn back towards the city walls.
Wait, sir,
Yes,
what was your name?
Durin.
Durin, I'm sorry for the sad news, but this is maybe a moment for all of us, especially the inhabitants of this island, to make a change. These people can't kill the spirit of this island. For what? Some metals and gems? You can find anywhere else to do that.
Psh! He waves his hand at you. Look at me. It'll be my 70th birthday next month. You sound like one of those young rebels up at Manus. That's not me. I just want to fish. And he turns and walks away.
Damn. Okay. Should I call out to this guy? I feel bad. Wait, you know what? Yeah, wait, sir. Durin, please, hold on.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, shit. 9.
He keeps walking. Do you run after him?
Yes.
You catch up to him just as he reaches the gate. And you kind of like grab him. And one of the dwarven guards, a dwarven woman, she says, Didn't you just leave, Durin? Not doing any fishing today? He says, No, I'm not in the mood. And they look over at you, a couple more dwarves, and one of them says, Is this guy bothering you? No, he's just new to the island and looking for the best fishing spots.
Can I'll walk through with him through the gate, because I have to go through the other gate anyways, right?
Presumably, if one wishes to reach Manus.
Yeah, so I'll keep up the ruse and be like, oh, you said that, yeah, there's some other spots at one of the other gates. I would love to learn more about them.
Yes, right, yes. Right, well, if it's sea bass you're after, then you'd want to go out the red gate, as it were.
Right.
And yeah, the two of you make your way past the gate, out of earshot.
As soon as we're out of earshot, yeah, I want to say, Durin, I know that this is an incredibly sad news. And 70 years of your time spent on what was presumably a beautiful island for most of it.
A paradise.
It's not too late to get some of that back. And I know you don't know who I am or why I would even be interested in helping, but my name is Glimki, Treefellow, and I'm here to help you. And if you need any other proof that I am who I say I am, and I'm here for what I want to do, Glimki wants to reach into his bag and pull out one of the petals of the plumeria that he collected on the other island and give it to him and be like, would I have found this in a desert on another island here in the Anchor's Chain if it wasn't for being visited by the spirit of this island? This might be our only chance. And I want to like force it into his hand so he can hold on to it.
Give me one more persuasion roll with disadvantage.
9 again.
He looks at the petal and he kind of just like grips it tightly in his hand and says,
I'm sorry. I'm not the one you're looking for. I'm just a tired old man.
Ooh.
and he turns away once again and leaves you.
Damn.
And with Glimki sad in the streets, meeting the downtrodden people of Onkiel, we are going to cut to Faunalyn. What are you doing?
Oh my. Faunalyn she actually spends a long time in the morning getting made up and dressed up as impressively and opulently as she can. And she also spends some time, as we know, maybe we don't know this. Faunalyn's really good at forging documents. And Faunalyn forges a cutesy little mark from the king, being like, these are my auditors. Never mind the polyamory. They're here to work, basically. She doesn't try to make it perfect. No one she's talking to today actually is going to be pulling out a magnifying glass. So she doesn't try to make it perfect, but she wants something. She wants a prop for the character work she's about to do.
I'm going to have you're proficient with a forgery kit, of course. I'm going to have you make an intelligence check, and you can add your proficiency modifier to that.
Okay, that was a natural 1. So that's a 2. No, a 3. Yeah. Did I do good?
You spend some time trying to make a fake stamp, engrave it, and I would say as you do so, you spend hours just writing up this letter, and you go to pour the seal, and your hand slips, the bottle slips, and you pour hot wax and just spreads across the page, ruining it. So it's not like you're going to show up at the meeting with this document. They're going to be like, it says King Poopy Butt. It's just, you look at it and you know, even the most backwater commoner would not be impressed by what you have got on hand at the moment. So it is up to you if you wish to spend more time trying again, but I would say it takes the better part of the morning to create this failed forgery.
Nope, I'm gonna roll instead for snatchedness. Oh, that's a 5.
You're feeling bloated.
No.
Must be the continental breakfast.
That's okay. When we're bloated, we do an empire waistline. I'm built like a matryoshka doll this morning, but by God, I am resplendent.
What a sentence. Put that in whatever TikTok montage
that was
you come up with.
insane. The words that you just said. What the hell?
Yes. Okay. Anyway, I am going to walk down the street and I'm going to try to look as important and impressive as I can.
Yeah.
Perfect posture. I'm observing and I'm strolling.
You shake the stray cats out of your wig that you've been harboring for the last few weeks, lint roll your dress, and you head out. I would say you have spent time in some big cities, mostly elven, with their own design and, architecture and city planning. But I think you know a promenade when you see one. I think you know when a street is meant to draw your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And you step out of the green sapphire and you see that only a short distance away, a lot of the streets you've gone through in the last 12 hours have been tight and cramped, covered in ash. Some of the times it's just piled up. You step out and you see this long street that runs north-south, and it is pristine. It is swept clean. There are numerous guards just patrolling it at any given point. And you look to the right and you see it kind of winds off and You see it travels towards the north, which is where the ocean is. You think, if I were building a city and I wanted to impress people, I would build a thoroughfare from the docks to the most important building in the city. So you think to the north, that is where the docks are, and you go south. You turn left, and you start walking down this street. And it is, like I said, it's very well maintained. A lot of if you recall, on the eastern side of the river, there was these fun tile floor patterns throughout the area. None of that here. It is simple cobblestone. It is practical. You get the sense that if it gets damaged, it's easily replaced. And it is not nice, but it is utilitarian. And it is kept in good condition. And you continue on for a time until you reach the end of this road. And it ends in a wall that appears to be a walled off building. You see not quite as tall as the city wall that surrounds Onkiel, but there is still a decently tall wall, very hard to scale, you reckon. There's sort of little metal protrusions that line it, intended to keep away birds and any who would try to climb the wall. And you can see on the other side of it that there is another one of these brutalist structures. If not for the trees growing in the courtyard around it that add just the softest edge to it, you would assume this was a military compound. It is very practical. It does not seem adorned in any real way, but it stands tall and looks important. And you have a feeling that is where you want to be.
Disgusting. I look for a way in. Any people going in, maybe?
No people going in, but there is a gate that is guarded by dwarves in uniform.
Okay. That's cool. I'm going to approach. Hi there. I hope you're having just the loveliest day. And may I say, you're both looking so dapper in that uniform. Really, the minimalistic design is so fetching. I can't stand all the adornments on so many clothes these days. Brushes off a frill. Anyway, I was just on my way because you see, I'm actually an auditor sent by him. There's something. I'm not feeling very well. Oh goodness. And she drapes a hand across her forehead and like a melting sundae just crumples to the ground in the dramatic fashion.
Give me a deception check.
Okay, that is a 21.
One of the dwarves begins to move towards you, and then his companion puts a hand on his shoulder and says, "That's not your job." And he says, "Come on, look at her." And he shrugs off the hand and runs over to your side and not too gently kind of slaps your face. "Hey, wake up. Wake up. Wake up."
I'm so sorry. I have a lung condition and I could die because of the air quality. I'm so sorry. I hate to be a bother. Are you all right? I didn't fall upon you, did I?
From the gate, you hear the other dwarf say, "You clearly didn't. You were like 10 feet away."
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm disoriented. It sounded like your colleague was talking over you.
Ignore him. He's takes his job very seriously. As do I. But as you were saying you're sick. Perhaps you should rest. The rooms at the Green Sapphire are very comfortable. I imagine you might be more comfortable there than out on the streets. If it's the ash, I find it's usually not so bad between the hours of 2 and 6 in the morning.
I'm so sorry to ask it. Would you just be able to help me over to that bench over there? I feel if I just sit for a bit, I think I'll be able to walk away.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
That's another natural one. That's crazy. And hey, with advantage, I rolled a 15, so that's going to be a dirty 20.
He casts a nervous look over at his companion at the gate and then says, of course. And he helps you to your feet and escorts you over to the bench.
So is the other one like your boss?
No, co-worker.
Oh, good. I was going to say, I hope I didn't get you in trouble, but it doesn't sound like he has any authority. Still, bit I don't know. Maybe it's different where I'm from. You're being really very nice. It's more uncommon where I'm from to be sort of barky at a woman who's just fainted than it is to help her up. Is it? I'm new here. Is that, the custom?
Well, it's a very important job we have, you see. We're protecting the Korak Mining Company headquarters. It's where all of our executives gather and much of the most important administrative work is carried out. You understand? You can tell he's like reciting like an employee manual.
Mm-hmm.
And so you must understand that it's important work. We can't let anyone, no matter how, frail they are, get inside.
No, I am so frail. It's my lungs. Do people try to get inside often?
Not for a while. There was a time, a few years back, that a few troublemakers tried to get at Mr. Strigamole, but things have been relatively quiet as of late. Occasional protest or, avant-garde bullshit art protest type thing, but nothing in quite some time, I'd say.
You're not a fan of art?
Oh, waste of time, isn't it? Could be working.
I see, yes. Who are these bastard artists who protest?
I don't know, don't trouble myself with them. Over on the east side.
I see. I'm so sorry. I've troubled you far too long, and I won't take up any more of your time. I wouldn't want to get you in trouble. Oh, rather, create conflict with your colleague. My question is, Mr. Strigamole, can you this is such an awkward question. It's totally on a different topic. It's just, I've been invited to a party later, and I can't remember, the name of his family. Could you just spare me the embarrassment for later when I meet his family?
It's the Strigamole family.
I know, but what is his partner's name?
He doesn't have one.
Oh, frick.
Married to the job, he always says.
Right. Married to the job. Oh, that's it. I was briefed on my way over here, but I'm really new to my job, so I think I got some things confused. Okay, he's a total loner. Well, thank you very much for tending to me. You've been very kind. I'll be back later with my letter of marque. I have an appointment for later.
Very well. I recommend 2 to 6 in the morning for your lungs, but the office will be closed at that time, so you might want to come sooner.
Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you. Good day. And I'm going to look for a pub or a luncheon place that looks like rich people would go eat lunch.
Give me an investigation check.
Holy shit, that's my third natural one of the night. These dice are getting retired. Yeah, that's crazy. That's brutal.
You wander around for a while looking for something that looks fancy. You occasionally find restaurants, but they appear to be they carry the mark of the Korak Mining Company. And you get the sense that they are company-owned kitchens that provide food for the workers that are here. And let's say eventually maybe you wander back to the hotel, and you get the sense that this is probably the closest thing to a place with a fine dining establishment, at least on this side of the river.
Okay. I'm going to have lunch, and I'm going to park myself near anyone who's chatting, and I'm just going to eavesdrop for a little bit.
Sure. Well, first off, a waiter wearing a similar uniform as the front desk staff comes up and says,
"Good afternoon, ma'am. Will you be joining us for luncheon?"
Ooh, yes, please. And I like hubbub, so put me in the middle of it, please.
Of course, ma'am. Would you like steak, pork chops, or steak and pork chops?
Steak and pork chops, good. If that wasn't an option, I was going to ask you to make that for me. So steak and pork chops.
It is in fact one of the 3 options available, and you have ordered it, and I hope you enjoy.
What an unconventional restaurant!
He returns in a very short period of time, shorter than you feel comfortable with a steak and some pork chops. And you're I don't think that's enough time to get either of those cooked, but okay. And yeah, give me a perception check as you eavesdropping.
Ooh, these eaves be dropping. That's a 17 plus 4. That's a 21.
I will say you overhear a conversation between a dwarf and at first glance you think a half-orc. But you've seen some half-orcs, especially in Erdenine, and this individual is larger by a degree. And you overhear the dwarf say, "Now, listen here, Prince Winston. We are committed to fulfilling your order on time, and of course we would love to show you the mining operation, but these things take time, and we will put in a great order for steel, and so I'm afraid it might just be an extra day or two. We have many orders, and we value your business greatly, of course." And the orc speaks up and says, "That is not good enough. I require my steel by night's end, or I will find another provider. We need weapons quickly, and I simply must have them." Of course, Prince Winston. I shall talk to my superiors, and we shall see what we can do. Perhaps we can make this right. Do not worry." And you overhear another conversation between two dwarves, appear to be slightly older. They've got salt and pepper hair, and their beards are styled in a very similar fashion. They don't look like, it's not like a twin thing. You get the sense that they're like, I don't know, they seem important. And one of them says,
"Now, word on the street is that you are vying for a VP position. Is that true, Theodore?" "Oh, well, you can't trust everything you hear, friend. After all, aren't we all vying for a VP position, one way or another?" "Well, I suppose that's true, but one thing's for sure. I'll never be president. Buntar'll die in that seat. And may that be a long time in the coming. He's done such a good job. Have you seen our profit report?" "I have. Business is good."
and that's about it.
I mean, that's more than enough.
Yeah, I thought
Sheesh. I am going to time my meal so that I finish around the same time as these two gents. By the way, internally, do I recognize the name Prince Winston of somewhere with orcs, half orcs?
Give me a history check.
That is a 16. I think I have a +0. Yeah, 16.
You are familiar, of course, not by personally knowing him, but by name, Prince Bertram Vestergaard, who is a orcish prince from Mount Drollbreck. You think back on the lessons you learned on attending court and politics and international relations, and it is your understanding that Mount Drollbreck hands out the title of prince like elves hand out mushrooms or little pieces of wood, whatever your people do. We haven't really spent much time there. We'll figure that out.
We get that.
But you believe that there are many orcish princes and princesses that call Mount Drollbreck home, and that does not mean that they have a strong noble lineage or a direct line to any specific throne, but that this is probably a diplomat or a nobleman from that part of the world, far to the north.
Okay, that's handy to know. I'm thinking on my feet, and my feet are very clumsy.
I think that's okay. I think that's a good amount for now. I think you
Yeah, okay, cool.
spend the morning doing that. You go to lunch, get some intel, and we are going to go to Clay Campbell. Clay, what are you doing? Where are you going?
I would like to go to the bridge that we did not cross the first time, just to take a look.
Yeah, you go east and north a little bit. You wrap up along the river into the north, and you find this other bridge, and you cross it. And whereas the other one was this like mosaic with all these little tiles, this one appears to be painted. The paint is peeling and faded in many spots, but it appears, you can tell, to depict workers or the people of Onkiel at some moment in time sort of coming together to build this city. And it seems to tell the story of the city. It's in its early days, at least. And there are builders and artists and fisher folk all kind of contributing in their own way to the growth of the city.
Nice. And there's no flower people in there. It's just the people of the city.
Give me an investigation check.
Yeah. 14.
In one corner of the painting, sort of near the opposite end of the bridge, you see a few pink petals, but they end in a part of the painting where the paint has been peeled away, and you can't see if the nature spirit Edigan was portrayed fully or how they were portrayed at any point.
Okay. I just wanted to see the other bridge, and I'll cross back onto the other side of, I guess, like old Unkeel,
Sure.
where the tiled, the mosaic floors are.
Mhm.
And yeah, do I see people around now in the daytime?
Yeah, it's daytime. You see a lot of people wearing masks or with like wide brimmed hats, some with parasols or umbrellas. The ash seems to have slowed down today, but there's still a bit drifting through the air. And yeah, the streets are not lively. They're pretty quiet, but you see people. And I would say specifically, you see people that aren't exclusively dwarves. You see some humans and you see some elves and halflings and various individuals that you see some dwarves as well, mostly in uniform, but it seems a little more diverse on this side of the bridge.
Are there any like shops or what looks like art?
Yeah, this is going to sound forced,
Mm.
but I've got a map in front of me, so it feels earned. I would say almost immediately after crossing the bridge, you see a building with it's a simple sort of wooden structure. It has a iron door with a slat, like an eye slat, and painted above it in just this beautiful flowing script. It says Speakeasy Artworks.
Cool. And is the flowing script like fresh or is it like old and grimy like everything else?
It is decently looked after. You get the sense that whoever owns this building takes pride in it and is probably fighting a losing battle against Entropy, but is putting
Mhm.
up one hell of a fight.
Okay. I will go up to that building then. Knock.
You knock, and that little eye slat opens up, and you can't see much, but you see a woman's face on the other side, and you hear her voice, and she says, "Password?" I'm just kidding. Come on in. And the door opens, and you step in to see a little art studio. There is a big workbench with little piles of like metal shavings, it looks like, and you see a big roller with like this canvas. You see various pieces of artwork. You see some of them are metal and some are this canvas material with impressions, like it's almost like something's been stamped onto them. It looks like the metal's been carved. That's kind of like the big chunk of the room. I'd say it's like there's a third. There's a third of it, which is like this creative space where stuff's being made. You see another third where there's artwork on display, some of it hung up on the wall, some of it on little pedestals or benches or tables out on display, much of it with price tags ranging from a few gold pieces to a couple hundred. And then the last third of the room is sort of this cozy little space. There's some tables, some chairs, some couches. You see a couple of big old kegs mounted up on the wall for ale, and this woman stands in front of you. She is probably in her late 40s. She's kind of got a rounder figure. She's wearing a very simple dress. Her hair's tied up in a big messy bun, but it's this blonde hair with some loose strands poking out, and you see she's got hands that look like they work a lot, that they're just like they look like they do a lot of days of honest labor. And she's got sort of a little bit of faint pink lipstick on. And lastly, she's wearing an eye patch.
Ooh. Clay's eyes are like shining, looking at like the art supplies and the art in this room. Are there other people like at the tables and stuff in here?
At this time, it is just her.
Oh, okay. Hi, is this your shop?
Indeed it is. Speakeasy Artworks. She makes a face at the end of that sentence. Would you like to roll an insight check?
Yeah, of course. That's a 23.
I'd say with a 23, there's a note of uncertainty to her response. It's subtle, but you catch it. And I think you look past her. And where at first you saw chaos and some clutter, you also can't help but notice that along the wall to your left, you didn't notice it at first, there is several crates stacked up that appear to be half packed up with art supplies and art pieces.
Clay's gonna say, "Oh, this is an amazing store. I mean, I'm an artist myself, and I traveled here hoping to find some inspiration and speak with fellow artists, but it's not really what I was expecting here. But your shop, it looks like you've still been doing a lot of work here."
Yeah, I've been trying. It's Island's not what it used to be. I've been holding out hope that things would go back to the way they were, but Island's dying. You know, people are leaving. Only people coming back are more dwarves that work the mines, and they don't care about the arts. So, thinking it might be time to pack it up. You know.
Oh, but what happened? Like, are there other artists still?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's a decent number still. I mean, Hammer and Tong are still doing their thing at the Glass Dragon, and well, Cordelia's she's mostly selling art supplies these days, not doing so much art herself. And I don't know, Barksdale's trying to keep the gallery open, but it's hard. There's not many people coming in to buy the art, so it's getting harder to justify keeping it open. And Kusti's, well, she's packed it up. She's out in Manus now. I don't think she's done anything in a few years at this point, ever since her husband died. But you know, there's still a few of us around.
But it sounds like you're getting ready to pack up and go.
Yeah, I think so. I think I gave it a good shot. I've been here 11 years, and I've always known when to call it quits, I think, and it's feeling like time.
I heard that the mine has been here for almost 2 decades. What was it like when you first came to Mengen?
It wasn't so bad. I mean, you know, the people who'd been here longer said things were worse, but it was still beautiful. It wasn't rain and ash like it's winter all the time, you know? It was, the views, the inspiration. You could walk out on any corner or turn in any direction outside the city and be inspired for days, you know? The art shows, the galleries, it was really something. It was really something.
That's what I wanted to see, to come here and see that. Is there nothing that can be done? Like, what are they mining that's creating so much ash?
I don't know if it's anything specific, just the scale of it. It's just Sharia mine. It's huge, and it's growing every year. It's like a cancer in the center of the island, just spreading, expanding.
Well, surely at the rate that they're mining, are they going to run out of materials to mine?
You would think, but they just keep going. Can I offer you a beer? And she gestures over at one of the kegs.
Yeah, sure, thanks. That'd be great. I feel like I could breathe in here. It's so cruddy outside.
Oh yeah, it's way better inside. Way better. Don't feel
Yeah.
like you're eating your air. And she walks over and she grabs there's this little box, and she pulls out a mug, and it seems like a tankard, and it appears to be frosted. It's just like iced ever so slightly. And she reaches up and she grabs the handle, and this light ale starts to flow out. And as she's pouring it, the building begins to shake. The walls shake, and the artwork, one of the pieces just topples off a pedestal and lands on the ground. It's metal, it's heavy, it stays intact, but she slams the lever shut before anything sloshes out, and she holds onto the wall. And it lasts maybe 15 seconds, maybe 20. In a bit of retconning, Faunalyn, when you spill that wax, it is the result of this earthquake as well.
Nice.
This woman, she sighs heavily and then brings over the tankard and hands it to you, and it's cold to the touch. And of course, that's been happening more and more. So, you know, imagine trying to do like fine line work, and
Whoa, is that the mine?
I don't know. It's just earthquakes. They've been shaking the island.
That's awful.
When I first moved here, there was like one in the entire first year, and now you might get a couple a day on a bad week.
Oh my god.
Clay will help her like write her artwork, pick it back up, and put it nicely back onto the pedestal it was on.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name's Clay, and what's yours?
Bena, nice to meet you.
Oh my gosh, you're Veda.
Yes, that's what I said.
Wow, I thought it'd be harder to find you. Do you know a Devika?
2 things happen. She has had this kind of like happy-go-lucky, this warm expression. She's been very happy to talk art with you since you've been here. Immediately, her face hardens. And then almost subconsciously, she sort of rubs at the edge of that eye patch. Yeah, I know a Devika. Why?
She runs the Artist Guild in Erdenine, which I'm a part of.
Yeah, I heard that.
I don't know what history you guys have, and I don't mean to bring up any bad memories for you, but she definitely still feels some sort of way about the incident between you, and she mentioned your name when I told her I was coming to Mengen and asked me to pass along some amends to you. And I pull out the bag that she gave me.
She holds out her hand.
I give it to her.
She feels it. It's almost like this little, like almost like velvet bag. And she feels it, and you've held it. You never opened it, but there's something like round inside.
Oh my god, is it her eyeball?
Oh my god.
She pulls open the
That's
bag
so wrong.
and empties the contents into her hand. And it is not her eyeball, but it is a glass eye that has been exquisitely crafted. It is like a swirling art piece in and of itself. And she looks at it for a very long time with that sour expression on her face. And then the corner of her mouth creeps up and she begins to laugh. Oh, that stupid bitch. And she pulls back the eye patch, revealing just like this empty socket. And she kind of pops the eye in there and she blinks, and she now has this beautiful, dazzling glass eye. She tell you how I lost the eye in the first place?
She didn't say anything. And I never looked in that bag.
Yeah, well, very, very, very polite of you. I was teaching her engraving, and she got a little excited. She finished a piece, and she was quite pleased with herself, and she was still holding the chisel, and she kind of went, wahoo, and then rest is history.
Oh.
So, thank you for bringing this. That's,
yeah.
she's ridiculous.
I'm sure she must feel awful.
Yeah, she should.
Yeah. Has it been hard to adjust to the loss of your eye?
Yeah, I'd say it was hard. Wouldn't recommend it, if that's what you're asking. Didn't make me a better artist.
Oh, but wow. So you taught her engraving?
Yeah, a bit. Well, a bit. And then after the whole eye incident, I decided I needed a fresh start and came out here.
Yeah. She's still crazy, by the way.
Oh, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Maybe I should swing by Erdenine on my way out of town.
Yeah, I think she would be happy to have a visit from you. And the Artist Guild in Erdenine is top tier.
Oh, I know. I was a member at one point. Some of the best. Almost as good as you'll find here in Onkiel. But listen, if you're in town, check out the Galleria Fantasia. It's kind of the southern end, down Artist Alley. It's been in better shape, but it's still something special. And if you ever need inspiration, that's the place to find it. Listen, thank you for bringing this. I really appreciate it. That was good of you to do. You came a long way to deliver a marble, but I got some packing to do, and I'm supposed to meet with a Korak representative this evening and finish signing the paperwork. Gonna get something out of this place at least before I go, and yeah, maybe we'll see each other again in Erdenine.
Maybe. It's sad to see, this beautiful studio you have here close. Are you selling it to a Korak?
Yeah, I think they're gonna turn it into a housing, or I don't know, a pickaxe storage facility, whatever they do with these places.
And you're going to be okay with that? Doesn't it make you angry, like seeing all these artists forced to leave because of the bad conditions?
She looks away and then looks back at you, and the light catches her new glass eye, and it almost seems to glint red. Furious. I'm absolutely livid. But, I mean, there's not much I can do. I'm not a fighter, I'm an engraver. If you got a sword, I can give it a cool pattern, but beyond that, I mean, I don't know. The most vocal seem to find a way to disappear or leave the island suddenly, you know? Few too many accidental fires over the years. I'd rather get something from the building.
That's wrong.
Yeah. No, it is. I'm not saying it's right, but I don't know. She taps the glass eye. She says, "This is nice. I'd rather have my real eye back. But, you know, sometimes you take what you can get."
Yeah, I mean, I just got to Mengen and I don't know, it's infuriating. It's disgusting what they've done to this place and the earthquakes. I don't know how you've held on for so long, but it seems like such a shame to just give it up now. My friends and I think we've decided that if we have the power to do something, we should. I had some crazy dreams last night, and you know, the one takeaway I got from it is that running away won't solve any problems. If you're planning to go anyways, which is fine, don't you want to at least burn them the way the artists here have been burned before you go and leave something behind?
Give me a persuasion roll.
Yes. Plant those seeds.
22.
She looks at you for a long time. There's like a candle, and the flame dances across her new glass eye. And then she looks away and nods quietly to herself. She walks over to the door and she takes the little slat and she pops it open and she looks out, slams it shut again, locks the door behind her, and she says, "Listen, it's not going to be easy. It might not even be possible. But there's some other people talking like you. One of them was in here a few weeks back, got a little drunk, said some things. I kicked him out just to keep the peace. Young fella by the name of Callum Swift. He doesn't live in Onkiel. He's up in Manus.
Everybody's in Manus, dude.
It's maybe 4 or 5 hour walk from here. If you set out soon, you could probably reach it by evening. I'll hold off on signing the paperwork for a bit. I can't promise much more than that, but if you and whoever is working with you wants a place to stay, you can shack up here. You can plan shit here. What are they gonna do? Take my studio away?
Thank you so much. I know, there must be other artists you mentioned that are still holding on like you have, and they must feel the same way. It's so painful seeing this place the way it is now. If you could, talk to anyone, convince them to hold on just a little longer, help me and my friends. We're going to definitely do something about this.
I'll see what I can
Love
do.
the confidence. Hell yeah.
Yes.
What is this Manus that you've mentioned?
It's a lakeside town. If you follow the river down to Brinder Lake, it's at one point it was beautiful. It's a lot of houses up on stilts and lovely lake. A lot of the houses on stilts have collapsed. Turns out earthquakes are bad for stilt houses, and well, the lake's not quite as pristine as it used to be either. It's gone bad, but yeah, that's where I'd start.
Thank you.
She begins to walk you towards the door, but before you go, she says, "Suppose we're going to need an actual password now, huh?"
Yeah, what was the password?
I didn't have one. Everyone who's been around here, they know you can just walk in.
We should make one.
How about Devika?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Well, Clay, I hope to see you again soon.
Oh, you will. I will definitely take you up on your offer to use this as a base. It's a lovely studio. And I would love to take a closer look at your work.
There'll be time for that, I'm sure.
Yes. Lots of time, hopefully.
So I'm going to say you head out. I'm going to say the three of you reconvene. Perhaps, Clay, you wander around for a bit more, looking at the artists' district and the light of day, appreciating. There's murals. A lot of them, again, are covered in paint. You see a lot of walls are cracked. The plaster is cracked, presumably from the earthquakes. The upheaval that you've seen in the floor, the ruination of this quilt-like pattern on the ground makes a lot more sense. But you continue back to the green sapphire and go to your room, and Faunalyn is there. Glimki joins you, and the three of you reconvene.
Okay, I'm excited to learn what you've all learned. All I've gotten is that there's some downtrodden people here, which is no surprise. But I've heard, maybe just a slip of the tongue, but of a rebel group in a town called Manus. I think this whole uprising thing might not be that far off, Faunalyn.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't get any concrete leads today, but the rebellion already exists, and I think we can make something happen.
I think I know who is leading the rebellion.
You should have led with that.
What?
I was wondering if, Glimki, did you find any traces of Edigan?
No, unfortunately, not yet.
I know Manus is a little further off away from the city. Maybe there will be traces there. I went back to across the bridge, and I found there's still artists here in Mengen, and I met an acquaintance of the leader of the artist guild, Devika, and she told me about someone who came to her a couple weeks back called Callum, who is leading a rebellion at Manus.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems very hopeless, and a lot of artists are leaving, but they're very angry, and I think it's been building up for years. So I think we can do this. The rebellion? It's a good plan.
I think that we could do this.
Yeah.
Does anyone know if there's a volcano on this island?
Did you guys feel that shake earlier?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it fucked up my forgeries.
Your what?
You look over on the floor, there's just like a pile of spilled wax that has not been cleaned up.
Oh. I don't know. I just feel like if the pressure's rising here on the surface with this rebellion on the cusp, hopefully we've just made it in time before whatever is going on below ground boils over.
Yeah.
I think we need to go talk to these rebels and find out what their plan is and let them know that they have 3 new unhinged agents ready to do some bonkers things to make this happen on an accelerated timeline. Because we've got places to be. We can't stay here forever.
No,
Let's launch some Molotov cocktails, baby. Let's light some things on fire. And then let's dip and find a princess.
Mhm.
Yes, I'm in.
All right. Let's freaking go.
Things here look like they've been getting worse and worse for years. It's time to actually change something.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Do you guys think Strigamarole is a dragon in disguise?
It is kind of really hard to pronounce name that might be a dragon. Krigamon?
Do you think it could be Strigamarole with an apostrophe?
Is it just Skrigamol?
Skrigamol?
Either way, yes. No, it couldn't possibly be a dragon again.
Why? Name one reason.
I just feel like the odds of us running into another dragon, it just seems ridiculous.
Think of the data points we have so far. Each island of the Anchor's chain we've gone to so far has a dragon.
Just
2 for
100%.
2.
It's like the tree. Yes. Well, we are destroying Glimki with basic statistics today.
Yes.
That's how math works on Zav.
Glimki hates to see mathematical reasoning coming his way.
I don't want to hear anything about math, science, whatever. I've had enough of that.
Okay, should we go talk to some rebels?
I think
Let's
we
do
should. Can we get a refund on this place? We're not staying here tonight, are we?
No, I have a better place to stay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's go big for a refund.
We smash cut to the front desk of the Green Sapphire, where a different employee, that's right, says, "No refunds." He's a dwarf. He just talks like that. And he taps a sign aggressively that says, "No refunds."
Yeah, that seems like sound business practice. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
Then he taps a second sign that says, "Monopolies are good." And the three of you venture out into the early afternoon air. We're back, baby. This early afternoon air, thick Air shouldn't be thick. This one has a taste to it. But you choke it down and venture towards the eastern side of the city where Glimki has learned the road to Manus lies. Who knows what rebellion and uprisings lie in your future, but that's not a problem for tonight. That's a problem for tomorrow night. Next time on Bard Soup. That's how we're ending this episode. Okay.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
What the hell?
Wow.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Bard Soup. I have been your pestilence-ridden Dungeon Master, Zach Meikle, joined by Prima Zhao as Clay Campbell, Jordan Johnsen as Glimki Treefellow, and Shannon Meikle as Faunalyn Vaydark. If you enjoyed this episode, we would greatly appreciate it if you would leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whatever bootleg podcast app you use. It helps us a lot, helps us grow our audience, and helps us keep making this show. While you're at it, why don't you follow us at bard_soup on Instagram and TikTok. We've really been upping our content game, and there's some really great stuff to check out there. We will be back in 2 weeks with a brand new Pipin' episode, so stay frosty, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.
You know they can move around and merge into one big hemorrhoid.
Is that real?
I don't know.
Doctor, please tell me that's not real.
I don't know. I just made that up.